welcome back to Rossoneri TV. I'm Gio and I'm here with Adamo to review the match that just finished moments ago between Carpi and AC Milan, where the final score was 0-0. And I think the first word that we could really associate this Milan performance with, Adamo, today is disappointment all around and really terrible performance from Milan. You know, we were expecting something better since it was the lineup that we saw against Sampdoria, where it was so dominant. They were actually able to create, finish their chances and so forth. But today we saw a completely different Milan. And once again, you could just see that Milan overall is an inconsistent team. It has to be said, because one day you're going to find the best team, one of the best teams in Italy, and another day you're going to find that same old problem that they're just not able to get certain results against these oppositions where we're supposed to win the match, and we just don't. We end up tying them. We end up getting disappointed performance from a lot of players for some odd reason, and you can really tell from the beginning of this match that Milan were going to have some kind of difficulty. You could see that they were tense, they were under stress for some reason, and when thinking about this match, you know, looking at Carpi against Milan, any fan will tell you that usually it's Carpi in this type of match that would be the team under stress, playing against a giant like Milan, at least on paper. And unfortunately, it looked like it was the complete opposite today, where at certain times it seemed like Milan was playing the counter instead of Carpi. Or I mean, it absolutely makes no sense. Milan was supposed to control this match, dominate, finish their chances, and they didn't, and they weren't even able to put one goal behind Serie A's worst defense. What were your thoughts on today's match, Damo?
Yeah, I mean, overall today just completely went to shit. Took me about half an hour to even get into this match. And then once Milan started finding their groove, started playing some passes together, making plays, and, working well together. Halftime whistle blew and all went back to square one from the start of the first half. And it just went on like that until about the 85th minute-ish. And Milan started obviously, peppering Belic with a bunch of shots, and they didn't really go out too well. And, maybe he thought it was Donnarumma. I don't know. He was pulling off some wild saves there. But it seemed that Milan couldn't handle the carbs of Kevin Lasagna. Get it? Get it? Please. All the applause, please. But yes, in all seriousness, it was just an overall shit match by Milan, to say the least. A lot of very poor performances. Some bright players, Niang was creating some stuff, but still wasn't able to break through. The worst defense in the Serie A, might I add. Bonaventura, was a stud as always, our most consistent player, arguably, alongside Donnarumma. But the rest of the squad was complete trash. And, I don't know what really went down today, but it didn't really go too well.
Yeah, definitely. You're expecting a much better performance from a lot of our players, and as you said, once again, it's Donnarumma and Bonaventura being our most consistent players, able to support this Milan side. I mean, without them, I'm not really sure what Milan would be able of, but as for the other players, there was Cerci that once again was so predictable, Gio and Abate that once again don't cut it for me for being the fullbacks, and once again you can see Antonelli missing in these types of matches. At least he runs, creates something, tries attempts some crosses, even though sometimes he doesn't get them right. But Gio and Abate, they just seem like two useless ghost players. Like, it doesn't even seem like as if we're playing with them sometimes. And if I may add, one thing that I really noticed from this Milan side today was their decision making was one of the worst that I've seen all season round. Like, honestly speaking, guys, some basic passes, just some decisions in general where, I mean, people learn at the basic levels, guys. I mean, a 10-year-old would be able to even make some better decisions than that. Milan weren't able to do that today. And as you said, Adamo, we had to leave it until the 85th minute where we actually created 2-3 chances where Belic came out with some amazing saves out of nowhere. But you still can't use that as an excuse, as if you're trying to prove that it was bad luck for Milan not to get a result in this match. I'm sorry, but for 85 minutes, we absolutely created little or nothing, and you can't just leave it all for the last 5 minutes where you're trying to save a result and get the win in those last few minutes. But speaking about certain players, Adamo, Mihajlovic very weirdly only made one substitution today where Carpi came off for Luis Adriano in an attempt to get a late goal. Of course, Luis Adriano is known for his late goals, especially this season where he scored a couple of times in the last 15 minutes of play. So hopefully he could have maybe got something for Milan. It wasn't the case. But what do you make of the lack of substitutions from Mihajlovic today, Adamo? Do you think, once again, based on his words that he said after the Crotone match, where he mentioned that I finally got the impression of who I can count on and who I can't count on for coming off the bench in certain matches. Do you think this plays a role in Mihajlovic's decision today not to use more substitutions, or do you think he just doesn't trust the bench at all at this given moment of time?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think that he doesn't really trust his bench. This could be a way of him trying to fire them up, some reverse psychology. But overall, Luis Adriano, one of the few players on that bench that can change the dynamics of the game and change the playing style of what you play. Suso, another name that could have came on. I would have liked to see him come on, possibly change something. Even if he wanted to make a huge impact, he could have, made Carpi worry about something else rather than just another player walking on the pitch doing absolutely nothing. But yeah, as you said, I just don't think that he trusts most of this bench, to make a big enough impact on the side. So maybe going forward, that's what Milan has to be looking for in the transfer window. A player that can come off the bench and make an impact. Somebody that's different than the players that are already on the starting 11 that could, provide something else besides just basic, just playing like Carpi, for example, a player who would be good off the bench, but he's very, very predictable, especially today. So, hopefully he can look back on this performance and improve. But overall, I do think that Milan do need to strengthen their bench and give them some more options.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you could see it from the game even against Crotone. The bench didn't play well. They were all starting, and even though they didn't play together for a long time, you could just tell that some players are not even good enough for this team. And in a certain way, I'm not blaming Mihajlovic for not making a lot of substitutions today, because really, what have some of the players on the bench shown that could guarantee us to change results? I mean, we need players that could come off the bench and have an immediate impact that could definitely change a result in a matter of minutes, especially in the last 10-15 minutes there. And even if they don't change the result, at least they provide some good support to the players already on the field and could facilitate their job. But unfortunately, I don't think we really have those types of players on the bench that could just come on and help our players that are already on the field. But once again, guys, to sum it up, very disappointing match. Terrible performance from Milan. It could have been a way better result if they had won this match and, of course, cut down the gap between them and some of the teams that you could find in the top section of the standings. Of course, after Roma and Napoli dropped some points, this result would have done us some good if we had won. But unfortunately, we're going to have to wait and hopefully get the win next week when we play winless Hellas Verona. So if you don't win that match as well, guys, I lost it. I don't know what to make of it anymore. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching. As usual, let us know your comments in the comment section below. What you think about the match? What was wrong with Milan today? Of course, almost everything was wrong, but get into specifics. We would like to know really what your takes on today's match. And also, don't forget to subscribe to Rossoneri TV to stay updated with everything AC Milan, and also to support us as we are almost reaching 7,000 subscribers. Thank you for watching. This has been Gio and Adamo signing off from Rossoneri TV. And as always, Forza Milan!